Hi everyone, I'm Ryan with Talos Drones, and today we are doing a flight comparison between the T100 and the Talos T60X. And just to kind of like give an idea, we're not kind of expecting anything different, like the T60X is better than the T100. Obviously, this is a more recent drone, more upgraded just with technology and everything. Because it's more recent, there's gonna be more up-to-date technology versus the T60X. It came out, or it was in development like roughly a year ago. So it's gonna be slightly more out of date, but we can show you here that it's a lot more viable. Kind of just like how comparing when the T60X came out versus the T50. Technology-wise, there's going to be upgrades. The T50 came out in like 2022. This one came out, or was in development in 2024. So just standard, like for example, the obstacle avoidance. Vision sensing for the T60X has like 13.8 meters per second sensing speed versus like the T50 has only 10. RTK for the T50 is around like 10 centimeters accuracy. This one is 1 centimeter. And then this also uses a millimeter wave radar, also in conjunction with a phase radar versus the T50 only using a phase radar. So for those who don't know, the millimeter wave radar is a much more much more accurate type of radar. So just standard wise, this is just a general upgrade. And then again with the T100, also using a lot more. You can see there's LiDAR, there's now a quad vision sensor in this. Just comparing those two, there's obviously hardware differences, they're gonna be different, but we want to show that the T60X still holds its own, and the T100 is meant for larger fields, much larger fields. The T100 was kind of meant to rival the tractors, everything like that, big rigs, crop dusters, everything like that. So this one you can handle for more of like 1,000-acre fields, that type of stuff. And with the T60X, you can handle more, maybe like kind of thinking more of like economy-wise. If you want to save a bit of money, you don't want to go overkill on your farm, you can settle for the T60X, which is more like ideal for maybe like a 500 or 400-acre field. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so I have the maps for both of the drones set up. The exact same map, both of them are about 161 feet wide and 1,700 feet long. So that way we're gonna see the max potential of the flight speed. So for the T100, I have it at max speed. Both drones I have it at max speed. They are going to be spraying at 200 micrometer droplets, and also the application rate will be 3 gallons per acre. And you can see on both of them, I added a connection point just so they don't hit each other. But on top of that, so flight speed, 65 feet per second on the T100. Flight speed on the T60X is 45 feet per second. Height above cross for both of them is 13 feet. Route spacing is about 35 feet. Again, that's not like optimal route spacing. For the T100, it's basically at its limit. But this is again, just to show the flight speed of everything, or just to do a comparison of both the drones. For each of the routes, they're going to be doing four run-throughs. So basically go down, back, down, back, down, back. So that's going to be it for both of those drones. And pretty much everything else is good to go. Both of these drones are filled to the top. The T100 is at 26 gallons. The T60X is at 15.6 gallons. The T60X, you can kind of see that it does empty the entire tank towards the end. So pretty much like right at the end, it's gonna end the tank. I'm just gonna end the mission there, but you kind of get the idea. So everything's good to go, and we can pretty much start. All right, so that was the flight comparison with the Talos T60X with the T100. So just kind of like a quick summary of what happened. It was a 5.5 acre field, and so with the Talos T60X, the entire flight took around 3 minutes, 7 seconds, sprayed 11 gallons, and we are now at 45% battery. And with the Agras T100, we are at, the entire operation took 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and we are also at 54% battery. I do want to make a quick note that we are having some like weight issues with the Agras T100. Right now it says it's at 0 gallons, and it did stop the mission a little bit early, but nothing crazy. So right now there is about 4 gallons. I did fill both of them up to 60 liters, so about 15.6 gallons. But so we had a comparable, comparable operation. But yeah, just wanted to make that note. It's not a big difference. We were mainly looking for the flight and performance. So regardless, still does the operation well. But regardless, you saw how they flew. The DJI T100 caught up to the Talos T60X pretty quickly. It was flying at 65 feet per second. The Talos T60X was flying at 45 feet per second. So kind of like no-brainer there, it's gonna catch up. Kind of like a conclusion you could draw from this is like the Talos T60X was actually able to keep up regardless. It was able to do its mission. This was 5 acres and it's only a 30-second difference. So that being said, borderline, it's basically just using whichever drone is best for your operation. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning, the T100 meant for heavy duty operation, 1,000 acre, 800 acre, anything up to that degree. The Talos T60X, you'll find more efficiency with around like 500 to 300, somewhere around there. Those levels of field sizes. Again, that was the flight comparison with the Talos T60X and the Agras T100. Thank you again for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff.